So in this episode, we're going to be talking all about Infinity War. We are going to have spoilers, so I just wanted to give you a heads up on that. And we're going to be making two different cocktails for that. One called Thanos Sunrise, and the other one called
Black Widow.
So we're going to be coming up right after this. Welcome back, guys. Tom here from the Geeky Drinkers, and I've got a special co-host again today, my awesome wife Amanda.
Hey guys.
So we saw Infinity War on opening night, and holy crap, man! I saw this really funny GIF. It was basically like how you feel walking into Infinity Wars, and it's like Baby Groot just like dancing away, like at the start of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, just like dancing away and spinning around and everything. And then it's like how you feel afterwards, and it's just like him like walking through, like when they got like captured and everything like that, heads down. Is perfect.
Oh, I can picture that too. It is perfect.
Baby Groot. I'm Groot. So we are going to be talking about Groot. We're going to be talking about all the deaths that obviously happened. So let's get into the drinks, and we're going to do rock, paper, scissors to see who goes first. You ready?
Oh, I hate this. I always lose.
So
Last time I won, but I usually lose.
So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, shoot. Okay?
Okay, 1, 2, 3, shoot. Okay, I did something different last time, I think.
Yeah, usually it's like scissors.
Oh.
But either way. So my drink is kind of a play on a tequila sunrise. Mine's called Thanos Sunrise. Because at the end of Infinity War, you see Thanos just doing what he set out to do. Sitting down, watching the sunrise. So, to get that going, what we're going to do is I have a skull glass, fairly suitable. So I'm going to be rimming half of that in corn syrup. And if you haven't seen previous episodes, the reason that we do corn syrup for the rim is because it's nice and sticky, and it sticks to it nice and well. So I'm doing purple sugar because Thanos is purple, but he's kind of color changing. It's weird, like from the comics and then Age of Ultron and like Guardians of the Galaxy and things like that. Like he kind of changes colors, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more as well, about like kind of previous versions of Thanos and what we like best. But so once we have our glass rimmed with purple sugar, we're going to put in 3/4 of an ounce of Grenadine, because Grenadine is delicious. I love Grenadine.
I can tell. That's like the third bottle that we've gone through.
No, this is the first bottle that we went through.
We've gone through at least one other one.
No, we have another one, but we haven't went through it yet. So it's going to be 3/4 of an ounce of Grenadine, which is awesome. Delicious. After that, I'm going to be putting in 2.5 ounces of Dixon's Distilled Spirits Wicked Gin. One of my favorite gins. It's a non-traditional gin, so it's really tasty.
So what makes it non-traditional again?
It doesn't have that like super piney taste, which a lot of gin has.
I can smell the citrusy.
Yeah, it's amazing. And if you guys are interested in checking out Dixon's Distilled Spirits, over Christmas time I actually did a distillery tour there, so I'll put a card to that video right up here. So be sure to check that out. It was a good time. And you get to meet Miranda, who was super, super cool. She gave me a tour of the distillery. It was awesome. So that was 2.5 ounces of that. And then I'm going to be topping it with orange juice.
Wait.
What?
You need your ice first.
I do need my ice cubes. 2 ice cubes. Thank you for that. I almost forgot. Oh, it's like traveling. It's alright. Did you see that moving?
No.
It's crazy. So, I'm pouring it nice and slow just because I want to see if I can maintain that red grenadine on the bottom. Might mix up a little bit, but that's alright.
That's a way prettier view than Thanos
That-
deserves.
Yeah, that was a rough ending, in my opinion. But this is my drink. It is called Thanos Sunrise. Now that it's all mixed up, I'm gonna mix it in, and I can't wait to try that. What are you drinking though?
So this is the Black Widow. I'm going to be making it in the Geeky Drinkers glass.
Do you want your ice in?
Yes. Thank you. I'm going to put in my... No,
No.
I've got a step before that.
Ooh.
So I've got Dixon's Distilled Gin.
The Wicked Gin from Dixon's
Wicked
Distilled
Gin,
Spirits.
sorry.
Yeah. It's okay.
Lime juice, some blackberries, and this I made myself. It is strawberry apple. It's got more of a strawberry flavor, but there is some apple in there. Kombucha. This is my first batch, and I'm really excited. It was made with SCOBY, which is, if anyone doesn't know, that means symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. I keep saying that so I don't forget what it means. So first thing I'm going to do is put in my blackberries.
So just really quickly, so for anybody that doesn't know what kombucha is, what is kombucha?
It's a probiotic drink. It's fermented tea.
So it's carbonated.
Yeah, it does become carbonated over time. It's delicious. I've converted our daughter over to it. It's non-alcoholic. I need to add non-alcoholic. It
can be alcoholic,
but
though.
this one is non-alcoholic. I don't give kids alcohol. No.
We support responsible drinking.
Yes, absolutely. This is actually, it's really good for gut health. And if you would like any more information, feel free to contact me directly. You can just go through my page, Freckled Fox Fitness, and I'm going to be putting up a lot more information on kombucha over the next few weeks, because I'm a little bit obsessed right now.
Just a little bit. I'll make sure to link all that down in the description below. And while you're down there, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the thumbs up if you like the video and you like the drinks. And feel free to shoot a comment down below on if there's any episodes that you want to see in the future, or what your favorite drink is. So do you prefer the Black Widow or Thanos' Sunrise?
They're gonna like the Black Widow.
I don't know. So let's see. So you got kind of a small handful of blackberries in there.
Yep. I think there's like half a dozen, 6 or 7 in there.
Okay.
This is a muddler. It's what I'm going to use to squash these down. I got caught between squish and squash. And it turns it into this delicious juice. I pre-froze these from the Kitchener Market, so after you defrost them again, they're extra juicy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to put this over here so I don't make a mess. And then my ice cubes go in.
Then the ice cubes, okay. So you have kind of a handful of blackberries. You can use fresh ones or thawed ones.
Yeah.
Either one
Cold
doesn't
ones,
really make a difference.
So
Cold
those
ones
are like half thawed, half frozen, which kind of helps keep your drink a little cool too.
Yeah.
And here's my lime juice. I could use fresh limes, but I don't have fresh limes. I have this
at
lime.
the moment. So how much of that?
This is 1 tablespoon.
Of lime juice?
Lime juice, yes.
Okay.
And then 1 ounce of Dixon's Distilled
Spirits.
Dixon's Wicked Gin.
Yum, yum, yum. It's a little bit more than an ounce, but that's all right. It's okay. It's okay. It's all good. It's your recipe, so it doesn't matter to me.
Well, my recipe is 1 ounce, so that's okay. And here goes the kombucha. I'm just going to top it up here.
That strawberry kombucha.
What do you think, guys? That look like a Black Widow there?
I'd say that is. That's actually really, really cool. I like it.
Right.
And the lime juice kind of like, it makes it a little cloudy.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like poison. Now, do you recommend mixing it, or do you just let it kind of mingle over time?
You can stir it up a little bit for some of the other liquids in there, but the blackberry is just going to sink right down to the bottom. If you've got a spoon, or you're the kind of person that chews on their ice cubes after, you got some blackberries in there afterwards.
All right, well, cheers. No, I'm just going to use a straw.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's good.
So little straws don't work very well for blackberries in the bottom.
I told you. I tried to give you a bigger one.
But it fits better.
You want to try mine?
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That is very carbonated.
That is very alcohol-y.
Yum yum.
There was only a little bit of kombucha in there, maybe like 2 ounces.
Yeah, if even that.
But you can really taste it. It blends in there nicely.
So, this is your spoiler alert. Infinity War. How many characters died? We have Bucky, Winter Soldier, dead. Falcon, dead. Spider-Man, which was probably one of the saddest ones because he's
so
like
heart-wrenching.
Oh, because he's a young kid.
And not just that, he's like, no, I don't want to go.
Yeah,
and
that was pretty heart-wrenching right there. All of the Guardians of the Galaxy except for Rocket. So like Drax is gone, Gamora's gone, Star-Lord's gone, Mantis is gone. Yeah, Groot is gone. That
Almost.
made
He's not entirely
He's
gone.
not entirely gone, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Black Panther is gone. Vision's gone. Loki's gone. Doctor Strange is gone. Nick Fury's gone. Maria Hill's gone. Countless Wakanda soldiers just like gone. Just like so literally like half of all sentient life is gone. We don't know entirely because it's not like they just like fall over and die. Like they just like fly away. Just
kind
like
of evaporate.
kind of evaporate into like ash.
I'm gonna cry.
Go away with the wind. It was really sad because like I don't know about we were in the same theater, and I'm from everybody else that I've talked to that have the same that went to see it as well. During that entire scene, like you could drop a pin. It was that quiet.
Yeah, and then there was a couple people that clapped. Seriously, to the people that clapped.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
What is wrong with you? Like that was like a heart-wrentching moment.
That's like clapping at a funeral, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't clap at a funeral.
Awful. So that was a lot of death. Like a lot of major players just gone. So with that being said, so obviously Thanos got all 6 Infinity Stones, used the Infinity Gauntlet, snapped his fingers, half of all sentient life gone. Why did he do that though? It's because he kind of wants to get the attention of death itself. And wiping out half of all sentient life in the universe is a pretty damn good way of getting the attention of death.
Yeah, I'd like to see how that plays out.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how it does play out because basically, like, all of the, like, half of the characters essentially, well, like, so Infinity War is kind of based off of 2 different miniseries that one was, I don't know a ton about it, but I know kind of the gist of it. But basically, it was a 6-part miniseries for at least one of them. And at the end of the first book, that's when all the people basically just died. And that was at the end of the first issue of 6. So this is one movie where we've had kind of that happen. So we're going to see what else develops with that. Marvel's pretty hush-hush even with the names of the future movies. So they're keeping things like super, super close to the chest. They're not letting a whole lot of secrets out at the moment, at least.
And you gotta wonder what's coming next because when it gets to this point in the Marvel universe, a lot of the actors themselves are getting older. And after seeing Logan, part of me is just terrified that it's kind of like that was the end of one generation and the beginning of a new one. But how can it just end? It's just like they killed off.
That's how.
Well, it's like all my heroes died in one shot and then credits roll.
Yeah, it was. Well, no, you get to see Thanos watching the sunrise.
Yeah, that wasn't exactly.
And then like credits, it was just like.
It was not a heartwarming moment.
What? Yeah, no, it was.
It's me looking at my watch, being like, "There's 5
There's
minutes
more,
left
right?
of this movie." what's gonna happen in 5 minutes?
Well, I think the reason why it kind of like shook so many people is because how many movies can you think of offhand where the bad guy wins with that much success? No. The only one that comes to mind for me is Empire Strikes Back. Because that left on, like, evil being, like, victorious, basically. Right now, Infinity War is basically the same thing. Like, Thanos clearly accomplished what he set out to do, and you just see him chilling at the sunset. Or sunrise, rather. Yeah. So, it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. While we're talking about the end credits and things like that, for anybody that stayed for the end credits, which we always do, I'm sorry, but if you don't stay for the end credits of any Marvel movie, you're an idiot.
Why go to a Marvel movie if you don't know that to stay? It's just, there's been enough now that you should know. There's like a quarter of the theater that gets up and leaves.
Which is ridiculous. It's like
this has been house is burning down. Sit down.
Sit down. There's been 10 years of Marvel movies having bonus endings or like extra scenes. You would think you would know this by now, guys. But in the end of the credit scene, so I'm not super familiar with the logo, or I wasn't when we first saw it, like when we saw the end scene. Do you want to talk about the end scene a little bit?
Oh, so it opens up to Nick Fury and Maria Hill, and they're driving, and suddenly the car in front of them crashes, and you see they've disappeared, and slowly, I think Maria Hill, she disappears first, and Nick Fury pulls out his little communication device.
It's basically like a pager, basically. Yeah.
And then you see, I love how it closes out. I was just like, mother. Like that's definitely a Samuel Jackson thing. That's so perfect. And then Captain Marvel, well, the symbol that pops up, a lot of people don't know what it is, and to be honest, I had to look it up.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I know, and it was him calling Captain Marvel. So
sending a page out.
Yeah.
So I don't know about you guys, but for me, like, I'm way more intrigued to read the rest of the comic books, especially those miniseries, the 2 miniseries that they're based off of, because I kind of want to know what happens, because I'm that kind of person. But at the same time, I like to know a lot more of the backstory. I like to know as much as I can beforehand. So I know when we're going to be... Mother's Day weekend, we're actually going to be going to Toronto to TCAF, the Toronto Comic Arts Festival. So we're hoping that there might be some artists there that have worked in Marvel, and we can kind of check that out. And we're going to be looking at different comic book shops while we're out in Toronto. So that'll be super fun. We might actually do a live while we're there, so stay tuned for that. I will put it on social media if we are doing a shoot there. So that'll be fun. But I know for me at least, the end scene, like when when Nick Fury, when he kind of like gets wiped out, like almost saying like mother, and he just kind of like that at least like made me kind of laugh, kind of smile. But then I was just like brought back to reality. I was like, oh, man.
Kind of hope for a little more with the end credits, something that's just like they're coming back, right?
Yeah. And
Nick Fury never dies. Every time you think he's dead, even in S.H.I.E.L.D., he comes back.
Yep.
It's just impossible. He like cuts a hole in the bottom of his car in Captain America. Where he gets through the tunnels somehow, but he never dies.
Yep. So where it'll go, time will tell. It'll be interesting that way. But speaking of Captain Marvel, so that movie's currently slated to come out on March 6th of 2019. It introduces Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. I know a little bit about the background of that. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail on this because we will be doing another episode on that closer to the date. I'm excited to get more women in like massive roles as superheroes because like so
it's definitely growing.
So absolutely, there definitely is a huge female presence, which I think is amazing.
You know, the other thing, it's as someone who likes to work out, extremely motivational. That's what I love about the Marvel movies. It's not the only thing, but
gets you pumped up.
When you see Black Widow kick ass, it's like, I'm gonna go home and try that. Probably get nowhere even close to that, but I want to be like strong and empowering like these women, and it's encouraging and motivating. And
oh yeah,
I think that's another big reason why it was just like so heart-wrenching.
It's like the weight of the world on your shoulders. So it's definitely not the get you pumped up kind of movie. Like it was until the end. Well, the fight scenes, that's another thing that I want to talk about, because holy crap, I was very, very impressed with the fight scenes. They were one of my favorite ones was when they almost had the Infinity Gauntlet off Thanos. So Mantis essentially like numbs or like puts Thanos to sleep, and like Doctor Strange has him like held, and like Iron Man's got him held. Like everybody's basically like holding him, and like Spider-Man's like trying to rip it off, like the gauntlet off, and Star-Lord just comes to terms with the fact that Thanos just threw Gamora over and killed her to get Soul Stone, and he's realizing this, like, and this is very, very shortly after they first said, like, I love you to each other. At least at this time, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 might change that. But, because Guardians of the Galaxy 3 should be before Infinity War.
I know.
In the
so
timeline?
It fills in the gaps. It's just like, when did they fall in love? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I know there was some flirtation, but when did they fall in love? So there's definitely some pieces missing in between Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and Infinity War. Yeah. And it's not very encouraging. It's like, I don't want to watch them fall in love just to know that she dies. I want to know she comes back.
Potentially. It's very possible that they do come back. Yeah, I know.
I've never, ever had a desire to read the comics. Like, usually I'll watch the movie,
no, that's
I'll read the graphic novels.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Marvel, not so much. It's never really been something I've been as interested in for the graphics and the comics. Yeah. But I can't wait for 2019 to see what happens.
That's going to be a long year.
I'm backtracking through those comics. I am also a very impatient person, so...
A little bit.
So I'm definitely reading the comics.
So as soon as I saw, like, Star-Lord come up, like, I saw it in his eyes. I was just like, oh, you're going to screw it up. You're going to screw it up. You're going to screw it up. And then just, snaps right out of it, shakes Mantis off, and then everything happens. Yeah,
we all like Chris Pratt and Star-Lord, but he's the reason that half the universe died.
He kind of is right now. He's completely to blame.
It's all his fault.
If you think it is his fault, shoot a yes down below. Just shoot like, yeah, Star-Lord, it's your fault. Put that down in the comments below and let us know. I definitely think it is as well. It's been kind of a sad movie, so to speak, but there were a lot of hilarious parts to it. Like, Marvel's got it down to a science, like, to sprinkle in the comedy in the perfect amounts without overdoing it or making it just, like, groan-worthy. They do a really good job sprinkling it in, and...
Especially lately. The last few movies have been hilarious.
Yeah, like Thor Ragnarok.
Oh my god.
Hilarious.
Right in the beginning.
Yeah. Some of my favorite scenes in Infinity War, was definitely the fight scene where they kind of like restrain Thanos and finally get him down. It wasn't really like a fight scene, but when like Bruce Banner was like trying to get Hulk out, especially the first time where he was just like, ah, and you could see him just like going real hard, and then was it? I think you like whispered something to me. You're like, he's having trouble getting it out, or like getting it up, or something like that. Or I think somebody made a crack about it, like on the movie or something. It was hilarious. But even when like Banner was in the Hulkbuster, and he's like trying to get like Hulk out, and Hulk just says like, no. That was really, really interesting, because I think that like Hulk got the crap beat out of him by Thanos. Like, he got owned. And that's like the first like Hulk defeat. So I think he was kind of feeling how Thor and Loki were when Hulk was just like, puny gods. And like like Thanos leveled him. Just like boom.
Oh yeah, it took him out in like 10 seconds flat.
Oh yeah. And so the one thing that I was hoping to happen but didn't was I was hoping that while Bruce was in the Hulkbuster, Hulk did come out and just kind of like shattered it all, or like had like some of the Hulkbuster armor like still on him.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that would have been pretty awesome. Another really really funny part is when the Guardians of the Galaxy pick up Thor, and Star-Lord just kind of like lowers his voice and like starts. Go ahead.
Like, I'm Star-Lord. Like, are you mocking
I'm
me?
Star-Lord. Are you mocking me? Are you mocking me? Oh man, just like the back and forth between them was hilarious. That part was so funny because like even his crew just like called him out. They're like, "Yeah, you're totally talking deeper voice." Oh, I always talk like this. It's so funny. What were some of your favorite parts? Because I got a few more, but I want to hear your side too.
Definitely love the banter. Aside from the fact that this is definitely all of Star-Lord's fault, there is some hilarious parts with him. Just, I think he called Thanos scrotum face at some point, and I think the whole theater just kind of realized, like, man, his face does kind of look like a scrotum.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of laughs in the theater on that one. That was good.
Oh, when Peter Parker realizes that he needs to go help Tony Stark with the spaceship, and he goes up to his buddy, he's like, here, I need you to cause a distraction. He doesn't even see what's going on. He's like, we're all gonna die.
And then just everybody just rushes to the front. That part was pretty amazing.
Or when he gets into his new spider, she's like, Mr. Stark, it smells like a new car in here.
It smells like a new car in here. Oh man, that was a really good one.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I mean. Like they sprinkle in just enough to be like,
They need to bring Spider-Man back.
We're
just getting used to Tom Holland being Spider-Man.
So
he needs to be Spider-Man longer.
There is a confirmed second or sequel to Spider-Man: Homecoming, so we'll see kind of where that goes. And I'm pretty sure that it's going to be before Infinity War, just based off of what happens and everything like that. So speaking of Spider-Man: Homecoming. At the end of it, you see like the Iron Spider suit, so to speak, like the Spider-Man suit Tony Stark gave him, and which Spider-Man gets when he's like going up into space. Just like throws it on, goes all over top. But then it has like the 3 like legs that come out the back.
No, it's 8 legs, isn't it?
No, I know, but it's only 3. It's only 3 in the movie. I think it's 4 in the comics, but it's only 3 in the movie. And obviously that definitely came in handy, especially when he was just like.
I just remembered one part I loved as well when he connected with Peter Quill about movie quotes.
Which one?
He said something about what was it? It was a movie that Star-Lord loved, and he just
Alien.
I think Alien was one of them, but you see like that moment where it's just that.
Footloose.
Footloose.
Footloose, yeah.
He's like, it's old. Like, no, it's the best movie ever. Like, not really.
Yeah. Because they're both from Earth. It was funny. But the Iron Spider, that was pretty cool. The one thing that I thought was really, really cool, I think we talked a little bit about it earlier, is that like the liquefied like Iron Man suit.
Oh yeah.
That one was really, really cool. I was just like all over him, like right out of the center. Mm-hmm. I was like, that's pretty badass.
Yeah, he's definitely updated some of the Iron Man technology since we last saw him.
Oh yeah, big time. And also when Peter Parker got the Iron Spider suit, and he meets like Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange introduces himself. He's like, "Oh, I'm Doctor Strange." "Oh, we're using our made-up names. I'm Spider-Man." I thought that was pretty hilarious. Mm-hmm. There's another really funny Doctor Strange part that you thought was really funny too.
Oh, I don't know why I laughed so hard, but when he just called Tony Stark a douchebag. I don't know.
No, it's pretty funny. He called him out because, like, not really, like...
He kind of is. Like, we all love him.
Totally.
We all love him,
Totally.
But he's a bit of a douchebag.
Yeah, absolutely. He plays the part perfect.
Yeah, well, Doctor Strange could be one, too.
Absolutely. One thing, though, between those two that I am really disappointed that they have never said to each other is, no shit, Sherlock. Because they both play Sherlock Holmes. I thought that was a super missed opportunity for sure.
No.
Oh, I thought it would have been great. I thought it would have been at least like nothing like major, but if I don't know, I thought if they had to like sprinkle that in, I thought it would have been really funny. But
I probably would have rolled my eyes if I heard that.
That's okay though. Like it's okay to have the eye rolls and the groans every once in a while, but you're like, oh, okay, that's funny. I thought it was good. So Thor gets a new hammer. Obviously, it's called Stormbringer, and
isn't it an axe? It's not a hammer.
Yeah, but it's still technically like a hammer. It does have the axe on.
Sharp hammer.
Yeah, because he like shoves it into Thanos' like chest, like buries it in. When I saw that, I was just like, yes, and then just.
So you said you should have gone for the head. Like, oh.
Yep. I was just like, no.
That was like the last hope. That was within that like last 10 minutes of the movie where you think, okay, it's got to happen. That last moment. Yeah,
but so Stormbringer. So Peter Dinklage. I didn't actually know that he was in Infinity War.
No, me either. That was amazing.
So he played. I thought it was funny because he played a giant dwarf because he's a dwarf. So I thought that was pretty clever on that part. And Peter Dinklage is hilarious. He's such a great actor.
I leaned over to Sage and I'm like, Sage, it's an elf.
Yeah.
And she didn't understand at first. If anyone's seen Elf with Will Ferrell,
probably have.
He calls him an elf. He's like, oh, I didn't know they had elves here. And he's like,
call me an elf one more time.
He's an angry elf.
So Stormbringer, so they didn't have like the handle for it or anything like that. So I thought it was really cool that Groot like basically like grabbed it, clearly burned himself like hardcore, because that's like the power of the sun that he's holding. Like wrapped his hand around and then just like chopped it off. So what we were talking about a little bit before, when Groot's kind of still there, he's the handle
of the weapon.
Yeah, he's the handle of he's the handle of Stormbringer. So I thought that was pretty badass. So Groot's kind of like still there in a sense. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was pretty cool. What was your least favorite part about Infinity War?
Least favorite part. Aside from the fact that Thanos wins, because that blows. There's pieces that I'd say like combined.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
My least favorite is how this is when Peter, Quill, and Gamora proclaim their love for each other, and then she dies, or how she tries to kill herself twice, or have herself killed by anyone but Thanos, and he makes sure that it's at his own hand.
Yeah.
And I don't care if he's crying. Like, no one cares that Thanos is sad that Gamora is dead. We're sad that Gamora is dead. That's what matters. Yeah. But most of all, I hate that Star-Lord is a giant hothead, and this is all his fault. Everyone would be just fine. This would have been won way back when Mantis was on top of his head. I'm positive of it. That this could have just made for a happy ending, and Vision would still have the front part of his skull. Him and the Red Witch would still be together. Yep.
When Doctor Strange was looking through like all the possible outcomes, I think 14 million or like 1.4 million.
More than that.
It was a lot. And when he was looking through, there was one that they defeated Thanos. So I thought it was really interesting that when Doctor Strange gave up the Time Stone and Tony's like freaking out, when he says like, this is the only way, I'm pretty sure that's the sequence of events that have to happen in order for them to ultimately defeat Thanos.
Yeah, that's really the only thing that like little sliver of maybe this is why is the only thing that keeps me from being so depressed right now. Because like walking out of that theater and still now thinking about it, that like cold-hearted, full chest feeling where it's just like
empty.
The hopelessness, just that cold inner feeling is just. I'm sad.
Yeah, it's
very
lingering.
sad. I'm still sad.
Yeah.
But there's that little sliver of hope that I'm trying to keep away the pessimistic thoughts of like, it's all over. Marvel's dead.
It's not.
I never have another movie to look forward to, but there's that little sliver of hope that I have no choice but to hang on to because I love these movies and these stories so much.
And I think that's obviously that was very, very intentional on Marvel's part. Like, they know that, like, they've got their hooks deep in you, and you're on for the ride. You're emotionally invested in the outcome of this. I don't know about you guys, but I know I'm emotionally invested.
Yeah, I'm convinced to read the comic books now.
Absolutely. So if you enjoyed the episode or you enjoy the drinks, please leave a comment down below. And again, while you're there, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is greatly appreciated. And make sure you hit that little bell notification too so you never miss a thing. So with that being said, Stay geeky, guys. Happy Thursday, and we'll see you next week.